Event Center. Thank you all for coming. Great turnout. It's going to be a fun night. I'm Dave Cross, along with Jan Tatlock, who's taking tickets, and Matt Wheeler here, and Jake, who's running sound. We run Happy Place Event Center. Thank you. Starting this right now and pretty much every Friday for the next few months, we're going to have shows, contests, showcase. We got a lot of people coming up, like Bob Zaney and BT and Tom Mabe, and lots of good comedians coming in. But we like to support local comedians, so we have a lot of friends and some good comics here tonight, and some other comics here to support them. Every show we do, Jan and I have done charity comedy for 13 years. And donated every show, and we still do that. A portion tonight is going to be donated to Blake Champlin. He's a friend of ours who's walking across the platform. Thank you. And we always take donations for every cause that we do every show. But just know that every show we will be donating a portion of charity. We love doing comedy, and we love supporting the local community. Tonight we have a contest, and let me introduce our judges. Matt Wheeler, I mentioned him before. We got Mike Rowe. The other Mike Rowe. And sponsoring tonight and offering the $100 prize, Jay Pruitt. He will be hosting the contest tonight, and I will turn it over shortly. Forgive our mess, we are still in construction and beginning stages of making this a comedy club. The restrooms, if you haven't found out already, you go out this door and in the back door to the other building, and there's arrows on the ground that will lead you right to the bathroom. If that one's full, there's another bathroom just around the corner. Speaking of that, Happy Haunts is a year-round Halloween store, and our friends, so when you guys get a chance, visit that. It's a very unique store, and they're wonderful people. So, yeah. Each comic tonight will be doing 5 minutes, and then we will vote. We will have our judges pick the top 3, and they will do an additional 3 minutes. And then the winner, who's going to be voted by you all, I'll show you how to do that later. The winner will actually get $100, and the top 3 will get to be on our local showcase this coming Friday. So thank you all for being here, supporting, thank you all the comedians. I believe that's all I have. I'm going to turn it over now to our host for the evening, Jay Pruitt.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, we've got a great show tonight. Let's give it up one more time for the Happy Place and everybody that's involved. So excited to be here tonight. It is my anniversary. Yeah! Exactly 11 months ago to the date, I had open heart surgery. True story. I'd take my shirt off and show it, but we don't want to turn this into a strip club because it's a comedy. But nonetheless, don't want to disappoint anybody tonight. Before I tell you the rest of the story, but I survived. I'm here. Not that I would disappoint anyone, someone booed. Hey, I lived. That's too bad. The only person I disappointed was my wife. See, we had $1 million policies on one another, and she was playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and she lost. She's pretty disappointed about that, but I'll tell you what, when it started out though, my chest was burning. I mean, I was short of breath. I was huffing and puffing it, and there's an urgent care just around the corner from where I live, and I thought, I've got to make it there, so I'm struggling. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, holy crap, he's having a heart attack and he broke his leg. And not the case. I just wanted to kind of show you the struggle. I didn't want you to think I was high-stepping it over to the urgent care anyway. And so finally, though, I did. I made it over to the urgent care. Has anyone ever been to your urgent care? Yeah. there's nothing urgent going on at the urgent care because they're in no hurry. Matter of fact, when I walked in, they were a little pissed off, like, why are you dying on my shift? I was like, okay. So I see this guy, he had a clipboard, and I said, are you the doctor? And he said, no. We don't even think there's a doctor here. And I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. And he said, here, fill out this paperwork. You see the guy over there with the pencil through his eye? Well, keep an eye on him. And count 3 after he goes in, and then you're up next. And don't lose count because I'm busy. So I fill out the paperwork, and as I'm filling it out after I get done, this guy, he comes in and he sits right next to me, and he's like, and finally he starts, making coherent words, and he stops doing this, and he says, what do you do for a living? Like, why would you ask that in an urgent care? And I'm a funeral director, but I don't want to tell him I'm a funeral director because, then that just brings up a whole new bunch of stuff like, what's the grossest thing you ever saw? That kind of thing. And I don't want to tell him I'm a comedian. Just tell him a comedian, tell me a joke. It's like, or you don't seem that funny, which, what job could I have told him? I mean, if I told him I'm a cop, what is he going to harass me? So I said, well, I'm an organ procurement specialist. I thought, well, that'll shut him up, right? Because who wants to be sitting next to an organ procurement, specialist? Because if he falls asleep, he might wake up without a kidney, right? So I mean, stay away from that guy. But no, he was all about that. He was like, oh, are you here to pick up some organs? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a cooler of livers. and I thought, okay, that'll shut him up. I think he got a boner. Holy crap! He was all about the livers, and I'm thinking to myself, okay. So he says, well, tell me, whose livers are they? And I said, well, I can't divulge the names of the liver people because I can't even look in there because they'll spoil. So I grabbed, the cooler of livers and maybe some onions, and I'm out of here. And I looked over, and he had passed out. Maybe he died, I don't know. But they got him, and they take him back to a room. And what I found out with that experience is, if you pass out in a urgent care, or if you die, you automatically get upgraded to next, which was good to know. But finally, I did. I got in, and they were like, "I don't even know how you're standing. You should be at a hospital." And so they rushed me to the hospital. They did open heart surgery. Long story short, I wake up. My wife is at the foot of the bed. She's crying. Maybe it's because I lived. I don't know. And she had a flask, a silver flask that she had bought. And engraved on that silver flask was a Tin Man. And it said, "If I only had a heart." And I'm thinking, that's nice, but it really isn't applicable because I've got a heart. It just sucks. You'd be surprised. People judge you. When you carry a flask around, you're going to be judged. No matter what's in it. I just put water in it because I like, putting water in it. It was easy to, stick in my pocket or down my pants, And if I wanted to drink, I just pull it out, And, of course, do that when you're driving on the road. The lady next to you is driving like she's drunk. Anyway, my friends, they gave me a hard time about it. They were all upset about it. One of them said, don't you think that might be a sign that you've got a problem? I said, well, maybe it's a sign I found a solution. Nonetheless, I want to tell you a funeral story. So, I work at a funeral home, as I've already told you. And this, just a warning here, didn't happen around here. This is way up north. And the person that did this whole thing, I don't even think he's in the funeral business anymore, so you are safe from this ever happening to you. But anyway, one day we had this gentleman, and he had committed suicide. He shot himself, right? In the temple, right here in the hairline. And that was over a weekend, and I had come in on a Monday, and he was, one of the funeral directors was like, hey Jay, come here, I need you to see this. Come here, would you take a look? Tell me what you think. And I'm like, he's a funeral director, so, he isn't grossed out by all this stuff like, most people would be. He's all excited, it's art. So I go in, and I said, yeah, what's up? How's he look? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm surprised he's not running around the room. So he's like, can you tell where he was shot? And I said, and I could, but I said no, not at all, because I didn't, want to upset him. He's all excited. And he said, do you know what I did? Do you know how I fixed it? And I said, no, what did you do? And he said, pubes. What do you say to that? I said, you used his pubes on his head? And he said, no, mine. So I punched him in the face. What are you gonna do? Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. We got up right now, runs the Colonial Tavern right here in town. Welcome to the stage. Come on up here, Terry Shepard. He's on. We're gonna love him.
All right. Give it up for Jay, everybody. Fantastic. Super happy to be here. A couple months into the new year. And I, for one, am so happy 2024 is in the past. One thing I don't ever want to hear again is the phrase Haktua. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a good Haktua, But back in my day, we just called it a knob slob. So, I don't know. Yeah, my friend called me the other day. He was like, could you imagine if that young woman was your daughter? And I said, absolutely. She's positive. She's a giver. She takes after her mom. And she's making her own money now, so she can finally get off my phone plan. So, my name is Terry Shepard. My family, though, they call me TJ, which is short for Terry Jr., and I'm going to give you all some unsolicited advice, happy haunts. If you're a deadbeat and you don't pay your bills, don't name your kid after yourself. Yeah, the state of Indiana tried to collect $67,000 back child support from me. For me. So, I don't know how that works, guys. Maybe you can help me with it. I am happily married most of the time. Any married folks out there? My wife and I, very good. Last year, we celebrated 12 years of wedded bliss, and we did so by hiring a professional to organize our closet. Yeah. I thought you were supposed to throw each other a party with your mouths, but apparently I read the wrong book. Men are from Mars and women have no penis. So, I tell you what though, 12 years is a long time. You gotta always look for ways to keep it fresh. I just discovered my safe word is your thumb doesn't go there. Hers is, are you gonna clean out the garage? So, I tell you what, any couple out there, I want to recommend one book. It has been the secret to our happy marriage. It is called The 5 Love Languages. And you figure out what makes you tick, what makes your partner tick. My love language, physical touch. My wife's love language is receiving gifts. So last night I got home and I gave her this stick. And she asked, does it come in black? So, I'm a proud dad most of the time. I got two amazing adult kids. The oldest, he is the first in our family to graduate from college. He has a degree in liberal arts, which means he still lives at home with me. So if you guys got any leads on some liberal artist jobs, let me know. The youngest, at the age of 14, they very bravely came out to me as non-binary. They told me their pronouns were they and them. And again, another proud dad moment because I knew right then and there unconditional love. Thank you. Thank you. That was until Super Bowl 53. Yeah. Guess who rooted for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots? They. They is not dead to me, is what I'm saying. Just kidding. I do have 7 grandkids. My wife and I, we had 7 grandkids. Yeah, which means my stepson's pull-out game is trash. But it's fun being a granddad, and I'll tell you what, grandkids will keep you on your toes. My 6-year-old grandson, Sanoa, at the Children's Museum the other day decided to sing the words to his new favorite song, Trap House by Gucci Mane. You know this one, right? Bricks come in, bricks come out. Made 100,000 at the Trap House. Sanoa sang every word of that song. Yeah. Every single word. Even that one. And this lady looked at me like I taught him that. And I'm like, look, he was just singing Baby Shark last week, so I don't know what's going on. All right. Not to bring the room down or anything, but my wife was recently diagnosed with a pretty rare bone marrow cancer, and she was prescribed what we believe is life-saving medication. It has a price tag of $36,000 a month. It's $3,600 with the copay waiver, and we were very fortunate to get that copay completely waived. Yeah. So I no longer have to sell pictures of my chocolate starfish on OnlyFans. Yeah. It's no longer a must now, it's just a want. So I got some new shoes I want to buy, so catch me out on Terry's Berries, everybody. All right, my name is Terry Shepard. Thank you so much.
Well, let's give it up to Terry Shepard. Did anybody watch Super Bowl this year? Speaking of the Super Bowl, someone said, what is it that Kansas City can do to upset the Eagles? And I said, win. And maybe get Luigi Mangione to shoot the quarterback. That might upset him a little bit. Tonight, we've got a man who is sponsored by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Come on up here, Nick.
I thought I was about to have to double mic this. Please don't charge me. I've been pretty insecure lately. I'm worried about balding. What are you laughing at? You're wearing a hat. You know the same vibe. I took mine off because I'm scared. I like to face my fears, but worried about balding and been trying to grow my hair back out because people call me gay. So I was like, I'll cut it, try again. But sometimes I'll go like a day or 6 without showering. What? My hair starts looking greasy, a little oily. That dude's 16. He doesn't even know what balding is. No, but I just sometimes wonder, like, if bald people have the same problem. Because, like, after 6 days, like, my hair starts looking pretty oily, greasy, polished. I just wonder if bald people have the same problem. Like, your head already looks like a football helmet, but now it's like game day. Just ready for stickers. That's what's up. I actually had a girlfriend break up with me one time. What do you mean, boo? Unless you're a female, that's inappropriate. No, I was just too dumb to realize what was going on. She told me she had a disorder. Autoimmune disorder. I thought that was AIDS. Come to find out, I'm the only one with the syndrome. I knew I was in this special class for a reason. Alright, I got not too much time left. My name is Nick Berry. He didn't say my last name, but I will. With the last name like Berry, though, you get misraced. People assume I'm Asian, white, gay. I shaved this week, so like I barely have the mustache to prove it, but I'm actually Mexican. Somebody convinced my grandma I haven't talked to her in 6 months. She doesn't believe me. She just talks to me like I'm a 3-year-old. Like, I'm 30, bitch. I would never say that to her. But I've been out of work for a minute. Go figure. The fuck are y'all laughing at? God forbid I serve your country, you cunts. Like I said, I'm Mexican, and now that Trump's in office, I'm thinking about, without being in work, Trump's in office, I'm thinking about deporting myself. I need a free vacation. I might just call ICE on myself. This isn't necessarily a clean show, but that's my time. Nick Berry, go fuck myself. Thank y'all.
Give it up for Nick Berry! I'll say it again because I missed his last name a second ago. Nick Berry! We got another comedian coming up. Chelsea Sneeden. She runs the shows over at Fountain Square. And she's going to give it up right here. She's been in comedy for a couple of years. Come on up. Give it up. Woo!
Greenwood, Indiana. Let's give it up to Happy Place having us out tonight. Happy Place is definitely where my therapist told me to go this week. So we're here. My name's Chelsea Sneeden, if you didn't get that. They have a lot of nicknames for me in the Indianapolis comedy scene. The most recent one, though, is Danica Patrick, because I have no wins but 5 crash outs. And men in Florida still think about me. I'm in a great mood right now. I just got done doing the Comedy Attic in Bloomington for the first time, if you guys have heard of that. Yes, thank you so much. It was better than when I went there as a student. I was an IU student. Because all I learned was how to do drugs in basements really well. And a lot of drugs these days have like cool street names. But I only had one street name at IU. And it was Nancy Reagan. Some of us have studied history. I was a throat goat. Unsurprisingly, I've been working on my mental health. That's always a good thing. I know to take my pills when they roll towards me, like the Campbell's soup commercial. I came up with a new dating tactic, which is I call it Wellbutrin and chill. It's where I take 2 Wellbutrin and I don't sleep with them. There are like 3 men downtown that are quite angry with me right now. Don't tell them I'm here. Sorry, if I'm a little off tonight. I'm kind of going through a lot. I got dumped New Year's Eve. Yeah. After I spent $300 on his Corvette. Yeah, I'm not even mad about that. It's just that he made me use a butt plug. And it had a little gem at the end of it. So when it was on, I looked like a sim on a really important mission. Yeah, so don't go for divorced guys. I lovingly call them rescues. Really, and my ex was pretty interesting too. When we got together, he's an MMA fighter, and instead of sending me dick pics, he would send me MMA fight pictures. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I send one back? Just me like knocking out the bitch at Whole Foods. I'm really tired of dating the Seussical musical type of men. Because it's like, could you like a date? Or could you make me masturbate? I'll let you decide. I like to ask this to audiences. I think this audience is a little warmed up. Does anyone have like a weird talent or a weird confession? You got nothing? All right, I asked this to an audience last week, and this guy said he's sleeping with his CPS lady. And I said, so is she taking a work from home assignment? Yeah, he didn't like that one. I wanted to kind of get to the root of why it is I'm so single, and I think I was radicalized. Did anyone read 17 magazine? Yeah. Because they told me in order to spice up a blowjob, I should add an ice cube. Now I'm single, but my freezer's really empty. The instructions are unclear. Oh man. I also think I'm really single because I get a little turned on when someone's breaking up with me. Does that make me a good bisexual? Oh man, this This audience is great. Give it up to yourselves. This is a great night. Thank you. In closing, I'm gonna close off with a little list I made for you guys, and it's a list of cons of being a squirter. Oh my God, it's blank. All right, thank you so much. I'm Chelsea Snedden.
Let's give it up for Chelsea Snedden. All right. My lady, she wanted me to get her some transition lenses. I thought she said transgender lenses. And so I glued a dildo on her forehead. Provided a little bit of shade, but it was great for our sex life, just saying. We got a gentleman right now. He just graduated from 6th grade. He's from Indy. Give it up for Aiden Abel. Come on, give it up for Aiden, everybody. Now you're pretty tall for a 6th grader.
Oh my God, 6th grade was so fucking hard. You have no clue what those teachers did to me. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. You went there, I didn't fucking go there. I was thinking like they're mean or something. You guys are just fucking rape this kid. I just graduated. Not from the 5th grade, but I graduated. I was class of 22, and I graduated 679. You just made a face at me. Sorry, I'll move on to my next material. This is hard to relate to, I know. So I was sitting in my senior home. Smoking a cigar out the window, looking at the birds and shit. Fox News. You gotta have the news. Vanessa? My counselor in school, she sat me down and she told me, she said, you're doing really bad. And so she hands me a trade school brochure, a military brochure, and a suicide prevention brochure. She thinks I'm so bad, the only thing that I have a career in is killing myself. Oh, my God, I showed her. I got so mad, I told her, I was like, I'm going to Harvard University. You can't say anything to me. And so then the school decided to celebrate it on Facebook. They posted it later on. They said, congratulations to Aiden Abel for getting into Harvard University for a degree in computer. I told them that I was going to school for computers. Like, not even like a specialized fucking computers. Like, I was going to help you plug an HDMI cord in the back of your TV. There's so much room there for growth, right? Next I can do AV cables. My God. My God, my dad's a stoner. My dad. You guys got stoner dads that are still alive? I'm sorry, is that too real? My goodness. No, he's a stoner, and we were driving to St. Louis, all right? We were gonna go see that big arch. Then you get inside, and the elevator's really cramped, and you almost pass out. We were going to see the big arch, and he was driving, and we're like an hour into it, and he's like, I woke up this morning, and I took one edible, and then I forgot I took that edible, so I took another one. And he just realized he's driving a car right on the nose. Exactly. So I told him, I was like, it's okay, Dad. You just pull over, and I'll take over. And he's like, no. I know I'm driving now. We're in a fucking 2-ton vehicle. What do you mean now? highway. My goodness. I wore a suit to this last. I did Comedy Kills last time, and I wore a blue suit. Worst mistake ever. Somebody came up to me and told me I looked like Joel Osteen. Like, I guess I am like the basic, like, white. Like, I'm like the plain bagel of white guy, right? Like, no, I got like the me before you do anything to it. Like from the fucking Nintendo. Sorry, what's like an older, like Popeye without the muscles. Mickey Mouse if he was a white guy. Oh my goodness. I'll wrap it up with this last joke right here. So I made a really big mistake. I got kicked out of my public speaking course recently because I had to submit a draft for my speech. And I write in the same paper, in the same place where I also do jokes. I don't know why I did this. And I wrote at the very bottom of my conclusion on the JFK assassination, I don't have anything against Make-A-Wish kids. Until they cut me in the line at Disney World. And then I really hope they get what's coming to them. I didn't mean it. It was a rough draft. It was thank you guys so much. I made Nabel.
Thank you, everybody. Our next comic is from Indianapolis. He just ate some nachos. Let's give it up for Mason Oxlow. Come on up here.
How's it going, happy place? Yes, you sound very happy. Hope everyone's being careful. There's a lot of planes falling out of the sky, folks. It's pretty scary. I feel like Lemony Snicket should do like a novel on the FFA, FAA, the Flight Guys, and it should be called A Series of Unfortunate but Completely Preventable Events, Planes That Crashed. Yeah, that title's going to take up the whole book. I don't know if the editor's going to approve, but I've been reading a lot of news articles with planes falling out of the sky and stuff. And the headlines of the article have just been making me really mad. Like one of them said, clever airplane design saves over 80 people on a plane that inverted, lost its wing, and skidded to a landing. I don't know if I'd call that clever design on your airplane that crashed. I feel like there's a better word than clever for a crashed airplane. Apparently on this plane that got grounded, they evacuated the whole plane in 90 seconds. Why can't we do that right side up? Right? Yeah, let's go get him right now, guys! There's a lot of people who have had some bad flights, I can tell. Oh my goodness. Yeah. In another story, not in another story, it's the same story, but like another account of the story, if you will. Someone in the Toronto airport said that like they saw the plane crash down, and like they saw it, and everyone was kind of like muttering amongst themselves, like, "Oh my God, like that's awful. Do you think our plane's gonna be on time?" Oh goodness. I saw today. Are you guys familiar, or have you heard of this movie called The Apprentice about Donald Trump? Yeah, Sebastian Stan plays Donald Trump. Apparently, the director of that movie is being accused of groping someone at a Golden Globes after party. I feel like if you're gonna make a movie against the guy who grabbed her by the pussy, don't. Oh God. Anyways, speaking of Trump, I saw the new Captain America movie recently. Any Marvel fans in here? Woo! Yeah, it wasn't very good. But my biggest problem with the movie is that Harrison Ford plays the president, and he's clearly a Trump analog. Like, he's a big, red, angry president. Like, it's clearly a Trump analog. My only problem is that, like, Trump is a better villain than Harrison Ford in the movie is. Like, in the movie, Harrison Ford's, like, trying to, like, reconnect with his daughter and, you know, like, be a good dad for once. And, like, there's clips of Donald Trump being like, yeah, I'd kiss my daughter. Like, at one point, there's, like, a land dispute, and, like, one country's basically, like, bitching out Harrison Ford. He's like, yeah, bet you're so used to taking what you want that it probably sucks not getting what you want. And Harrison Ford's like, oh yeah, it does suck. It sucks. Like, if that were Donald Trump, he'd be like, I already bought the land that we're talking about. I bought Canada, I bought Greenland. When I wrote this joke, I was doing a Donald Trump impression, but I'm not very good at my Donald Trump impression. Should I do the Donald Trump impression? Yes! Yeah. So, like, if it was Donald Trump in that movie, he'd be like, the Wackin' Endins, they have vibranium. They have a lot of vibranium, folks, but there's a better metal. Japan doesn't want us to have this metal, folks, but I'm going to get this metal to my great metal. Vibranium. They say it's the best metal. Captain America loves vibranium. But there's a better metal out there, folks. I'm going to get us a great deal on that metal, I swear. Oh, man. I definitely kissed my daughter. Are you recording? Oh, goodness. I really hate when people call this area their bulge. Bulge implies that it's like bulging. I don't even feel like it's bunching down here. It's like more like a bump. Anyways, guys, I'm Mason Foxlow, and let's normalize bumps.
Mason Foxlow. There's a lot of home cooking restaurants out there. Anybody ever go to a home cooking restaurant? What is up with that, really? Someone's jamming for sure. It's a lot like going though. If I wanted to go to a home cooking restaurant, I'd just cook at home. It's a lot like going to a hooker for a home love. Right now, we've got our friend coming up, Keith Blackburn. What do you got? Hey guys, give it up to Keith.
My car got shot. Took one in the hood. I know, it's not even about that life. I called the insurance adjuster. She said, do you know where the bullet came from? A gun. She said, were you in a bad area? Yes, ma'am. She said, where were you? Home. Bad area, bad neighborhood, I found that they're relative. And that relative's my nephew. We was driving out to McDonald's and he was looking real nervous. He said, Unc, do you know where we are? I said, yeah, nephew, we at McDonald's. He said, no, do you know where this McDonald's is? Yeah, it's on 38th Street. He said, man, Unc, we are in the Meadows. I said, man, the Meadows ain't no different than our neighborhood. He said, yeah, but I know them killers. So if you know the killers, it's safe. You know, neighborhood's good, bad. And I've narrowed it down. It's the dogs. You in a good neighborhood, people walking their dogs, got baggies, picking up after their dogs. In my neighborhood, dogs walk theyself. Ain't nobody picking up after them. Every now and then, a white van will come through, pick up the whole dog. Yeah, it's last week. I called into work pit. They said, "Are you sick?" "No, I'm calling in pit." They said, "We don't understand." I said, "Well, the conditions outside of my house aren't favorable for me to make it into work." He said, "Bad weather?" "Yeah, whether I get bit or not. I'm calling in pit." I called my wife, told her a pit bull wouldn't let me get in my car, so I couldn't go to work. And she said, "Tell it to go home." That's what I did. Apparently, I'm not the only one afraid of my wife. Pizza Hut won't even deliver to my neighborhood because they said my zip code's too dangerous. There's an underwater hotel in Florida that delivers pizza by scuba diver. No one out pizzas the hut. Yeah. Scuba divers. And I know Uber wants to get a piece of this delivery business, Uber Eats. They're training an elite team right now of Uber scoobers to meet all your underwater delivery needs. And I know Uber don't care how dangerous the area, because I drove for Uber Eats and they had me deliver McDonald's to a robber. I know he was a robber because he robbed me. And I was a 5-star victim. He said, "Put your hands up." I put both my hands up. He said, "Give me all your money." I gave him $13.22. I didn't have to give him the 22 cents, but I'm a 5-star victim. I even asked him, "Where do you want me to put your McDonald's?" This dude had the nerve to give me a 1-star rating. I'll overcome the trauma of being robbed, but that 1 star is going to be with me for a while. I don't normally quote Big Worm from Friday, but if you're playing with my money, if you're playing with my emotions, Uber, man, you gotta, anybody ever risk their life for comedy? I took an Uber here. Man, I came out, I got in the car, the driver took off before the door shut. I grabbed onto the panic handle. I said, sir, the comedy club is 7 minutes from here. I am good with using all 7 minutes. Dude tried to get me here before we left. Then he had the nerve to offer me popcorn. Not in a sealed bag, the popcorn that he had in the microwave that he was eating from. Here. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm Keith Blackburn, that's been my time.
We've got another comic coming up to the stage. He's from Indy. He's done a lot of shows, and he's a regular here. Let's give it up for Stephen Riley. Come on up here, Stephen.
So I have a genetic disorder. Let's just joke about it. Now I have something called Beal syndrome. You haven't heard of it? I'm not surprised. Because the odds of someone having it, it's about 13,000 to 1. And to put that into perspective, that is the same odds of you dying from a toilet seat. So it's either very rare, or there's a bunch of dumb fucks in this world. And you know what? Yes. It's called Beal syndrome. If you forgot about it already, I'm not surprised. You can always say what my parents always said. Wherever the fuck Steven has. And that's the story how my dad got banned from all school events from kindergarten to 12th grade. He knew what he was doing. Nobody wants to see second graders sing Disney songs terribly. Like it's a circle of life. Shut up. All right. My dad didn't come to my science fair. He was very happy because he called my volcano very suckish. I mean, he should know. He made the fucking thing. Yeah, it's called Beal syndrome. If you couldn't tell, I actually can't strap my joints all the way. My arms are like bent at certain like angles, which the downside of that is anytime I put my arm down on my side, it just looks like my hand and my dick are magnetized to each other. My mom, she thinks it's weird. She's like, why you put your hand in your pocket? Well, Mom, this just looks extra weird, all right? And my right arm, it's at a tighter angle since I'm right-handed because it's at a set position constantly due to things like writing and other things. Like playing the violin, you fucking sickos. No, it was masturbation. You were quite correct. Yeah. And my right arm's at a tighter angle, but my left arm's actually decently straight because, and I'm actually ambidextrous because of it. Like I use my left arm in the most unnecessary things. Like I bowl left-handed. I have to. I can't bowl right-handed. Because at the angle, and when I'm trying to throw the bowling ball, it just twists my arm like this, like I'm throwing a javelin spear. Like, ah! And it goes 3 lanes over. And hits a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old right in the face. Most bowlers will tell you that 7-10 split's the hardest they get. You guys are probably wondering, Steven, have you been bullied because of your genetic disorder? Yeah. Mainly from my math teacher. Do you guys know how bad it is to always be used as examples for trigonometry? Like, find the cosine and sine of Steven's arms. I don't know. You guys are weird. Most of you guys sleep. Have you guys ever starfished on the bed, like full extension on all your like limbs? You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I can't do that. It doesn't look like a starfish. It looks like I swastika on the bed. Do you guys know they won't accept my sperm at the bank? Because in their words, not mine, that it's tainted. And this is a Chase bank. Even with my genetic disorder, I was still pretty active when I was younger. Actually, recently, my friend actually invited me to go paintballing with him because he's part of a team. You know, anybody been paintballing before? Any other 13-year-old boys in the house? Like, can you guys tell 13-year-olds to stop shooting you in the dick, please? Like, I don't care. I'll kick you down some stairs, all right? They made a rule because of that, because of me. Because some 13-year-old hit me in the dick, I went, nope. Kick him right in the dick. You know, I went with my friend. He's actually part of a team, and they actually have nicknames for themselves, and they put them in the back of their jersey. Like my friend Trevor, he's nicknamed Python because, you know, the coding language. There's this kid named Josh, nicknamed Hollywood, because he went to Hollywood that one time. And they gave me a nickname, right? When I came back to base covered in paint, they called me Picasso. And they went, why? Because I'm covered in paint? And they went, no, it's because your face is fucked up. All right, guys, my name is Steven. Thank you guys so much.
Steven Riley, everybody, give it up. Our next comedian, host Fountain Square Mikes. He's all the way from Crawfordsville, Indiana. Let's give it up for Boyden Bird. Come on up, people.
Thank you, thank you. First off, let's give it up for the other comedians who've been here tonight. Yeah, it is great to be in a room full of people I love and respect. I wish I was. No, I'm kidding. Boyd and Bird. I've always wondered where the extra Y comes from when people get my name wrong. I don't know. I was in like the special ed for like phonics and everything as a kid, so that always like bugged me because like she was teaching me phonics and she was still calling me Boyden. It's a strong O sound. Bowden. No. I'm glad to be here. When I'm not here, I'm sleeping in my car. That's fun. You can laugh. It's willing. It's willing. No, but the problem is like when I'm sleeping in my car and I start like rolling over, sometimes like the car begins to creak. And then I gotta like tell little lies to myself like, man, they really don't make them like they used to. No, I do have a mattress. I do have a house, but I travel a lot. And the other day I was actually Googling how to get vomit out of my mattress. These Google AI, it's getting really mean because it just said, try not being an alcoholic next time. You know, I try. Okay, I have hyperhidrosis, which is where when you move a lot, you sweat a lot. Some people have said, hey buddy, that's just being overweight. No, it's something different. It's not as bad as what Steven has, but... No, I got hyperhidrosis though, and I guess what that really means is when I'm on top, all sex is shower sex. I won't make light of people with eating disorders. I think they're doing a good enough job with that themselves. They don't need my help. They can have mine. I eat like 10,000 calories a day, guys. Jeez. I feel bad. Like I tell these jokes all the time, but I'm feeling bad. Like I feel like a bad person. Somebody give me some love, okay? Somebody give me some love. Woo! There we go. Yeah, I love begging for it. I'm a real sub. No, me and my buddy the other day, we were trying this. We were drinking birthday cake flavored milk. Have you guys had this? No, it's delicious. It tastes delicious. But he asked me, "How do you get this? Like from a birthday cow?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got it from your mom on her 50th." That's why I feel like a bad person, guys. Same buddy the other day. He comes up to me and he's just looking like really rough. He looks like he's having a bad day. I'm like, "What's the problem, guy?" And he's like, "You know, I just clocked a 10-hour shift. I'm not feeling great." I'm like, "Well, I just clocked a 10-year-old, so I'm feeling pretty good. You should try that." Just... Oh, God. I'm not a good person, people. No, but I was talking to my therapist at our most recent session. He was like showing me pictures to try and incite an emotional reaction from me. And like started like with like a picture of a dead dog on the side of the road. And then like a pile of dead bodies. The third one was a picture of me being molested as a kid. I was like, wow, dude, that's going a little too far. And he's like, "Sir, this is an ink blot test." No, I am a bit messed up, and I think that has to do with the family I was born into. See, my parents, starting off, they like when I was a kid, they used to say like when we met each other, it was just we worked at the same Pizza Hut, right? And we really got along. I never took into account that my dad's like 5 years older, and then now that I'm adult, I've learned that he was a drug dealer, so he was just the plug. He had the best weed in town. And that's what I came out of. And like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, 'cause he was running like pounds of weed, and I'm over here like avoiding cleaning my microwave just so that I can get a little trip off of my mushroom or off of my chili max. Fuck. I've had too many chili max, ladies and gentlemen. No, but I always wondered why my dad can't like bowl very well, but like we went bowling every week. Like he never cracked over like 120. Until I realized, or until he told me after their divorce that the bowling alley was where they did gangbangs in the back room. Me and my dad and the county sheriff would have gangbangs in the back of this bowling alley that I grew up in. And I can't get this out of my head. I think she took the song "Fuck the Police" a little too seriously. This guy over here is just like looks so disappointed in me. Gosh. Let's see if I got anything else for you guys. Oh, shit. Okay, let's talk about my brother. I love shitting on my brother a little bit. That's fun. He's the exact opposite of me. Like he's like one of those white kids who thinks he's black. The only issue is like black people believe him. And like, so this is the best way to reference this. When he was 15, his best friend was a 40-year-old man named Pyro. And they called him Pyro because he set a man on fire. Pretty straightforward. This isn't a horror story, guys. This isn't a horror story. And then, it seems kind of problematic, a 15-year-old with a best friend who's 40. But incidentally, the man he set on fire was a pedophile, so it's all good. He's a hero. Okay, I'm feeling good. You guys give it up for the Red Shirt Comics. I've been Bone Bird.
Bowden. Our next comedian, you're not going to believe this, but his hair is not a wig. It's real. He is our friend. He's been in the business for a little while. And, ladies, he's single. Come on up here, Jeffrey Lewis.
Thank you. Oh, boy, it's great to be here. I'm feeling really good because I did one of those random acts of kindness today. You ever do one of those? I think you feel great. I was in line at Starbucks and I turned to the woman next to me in line and I said, "I'm buying. You can have anything you want at the Cirillas across the street." Now, I am single because I was dating somebody, but she broke up with me the day before Valentine's Day. Can you believe that? And I got a Dear Jeff text. Can I read this to you? You want to read this? Good morning. Out of respect, I should call you. But I don't respect you that much, I'm going to text you. However, I know that I would not say what I need to say. I appreciate everything you've done for me, along with wanting to take time out to see me. However, I need to back away for my own personal reasons. I would like to remain friends and occasionally reach out to you to see how life has been treating you. I really wish you the best. Day before Valentine's Day. It's tough out there in the dating world, isn't it? So I waited a day, collected myself, and sent her a text. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, that's okay. No problem. I'll meet somebody else who wants to enjoy the spring and summer activities. It's fine. Anyway, it's been really nice dating you for a while, and good luck. Made me feel good. Well, anyway, I'm a single dad. I had 2 teenage daughters, raised them. One is now a nurse, and the other daughter has got like 50 degrees in psychology and is doing counseling. And they lived with me, and it was crazy at the house. I learned so many things, like never, ever, ever buy generic tampons. Right, ladies? Oh, I thought I was being the savvy shopping dad coming out of Costco with a giant plastic bag of 5,000 generic tampons, thinking this ought to last until they get married. Not all's lost, though. I use them to insulate the attic. I pour water on them, they're popping up everywhere. Anyway, so I'm back out in the dating world now, and I know what you're thinking. He looks pretty good because I just turned 66, and they are as real. Just turned 66. I know what you're thinking. He's out there dating the young chicks. Nope, I prefer dating women my own age. They're used to disappointment. I did try dating a younger woman, and this is what it was like. Finished making love at 10 p.m. She leaps out of bed, smacks me on my ass, and says, "Let's go dancing, baby." I'm thinking more like a cup of warm milk, some toaster pizzas, and watching the History Channel. I tried everything to keep up with her. I was drinking Monster, Rockstar, Red Bull mixed together. I was chugging 5-hour energy drink every 2 hours. I even tried Viagra. What a huge disappointment that was. Not once did I get that 4-hour erection. Maybe it's because I bought it online. Because you read about it and it says, only your doctor can determine whether Viagra is right for you. You know, I've known my doctor for a long time. I like my doctor, but I'm not ready to move the relationship to the next level. But I got a beef with Viagra because I'm losing my hearing. I need hearing aids. Insurance won't pay for it, but they'll pay for Viagra. Does that seem fair? They'll pay for me to get a better boner, but not be able to hear her yell, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God." For the longest time I kept going, "Who's Todd? This Todd guy's got it going on. I gotta meet Todd." So anyway, so I tried that one dating site called eHarmony, and it goes into a whole 29 dimensions of compatibility. I got rejected. They said it was one-dimensional. Now help me out here, because here's some of the questions. Describe your perfect date. A woman with big boobs. If your friends could say one thing about you, what would they say? He loves women with big boobs. And then there's another question. If you were stranded on a desert island by yourself and you had one wish, what would you wish for? No, 2 women with big boobs. But then you'll also see like women, the same women on different dating sites, but their profiles are different. I saw this one woman on ChristianMingle.com. I pray every day the Lord will deliver a wholesome man. I saw the same woman on that hookup site Tinder. She said, "I'm just like a Little Caesar's pizza, hot and ready. They don't deliver, but I do. A cheap date, $5. So I thought I better move to something a little more my caliber, the Our Time for people 50 years and older. Oh, I met some great women. Great grandmas, great aunts. Oh my God, I'm dating Ninas, Nanas, and Meemaws. And this one woman, she always insisted on doing it doggy style so we could both watch Matlock. Oh boy. And you know what's great though about dating a grandma? Every year on your birthday you get a card with $2. Yeah, that's pretty good. So. Well, you know, I'm a little older than all you folks, but I gotta tell you what, sex after 50 and then 60 is great. You know what it is? It's age plus experience equals uninhibited sex. Oh my God, the sounds and the loud noises.
Oh my God.
Neck snapping, backs cracking, knees popping. Thank you, I'm Jeffrey Lewis.
Give it up for Jeffrey Lewis, everybody. Was that Epstein Island? I just want to know. Right now, we've got one last comic left. He's the man your parents warned you about. He put the we in G, but not Luigi. It's Ouija. Come on up here, Ouija. Woo! Give it up for Ouija, everybody.
You know, as we come upon the final week of February, I'd like to remind everybody that February is the month of love. Where's my divorced people at? Oh, you know how dumb I was? I got married 3 times. Oh. Now, I will say this. Every girlfriend I ever had, I cheated on. I never cheated on my wives, though. Them bitches cheated on me. The first wife, she cheated on me with a coworker. And I understand, I was working full-time, going to school full-time, and if I wasn't doing either one of those, I was studying, so I was never there. So I get it. But the second one, that dirty little slut, she cheated on me with Northwest Indiana. Towards the end of our marriage, I found her little black book. Yeah. And in her little black book, on every alphabet, was a name. Sometimes more than one name. So I started calling these dudes. At first, I was devastated. The middle part, I was furious. Towards the end, I was rooting for her. There was no way she was getting through this whole book without fucking all them guys. I got to Z, and there were 3 names on Z. Zane, Zachary, and Xander. Fucking Xander. I hate that name. And what's really fucked up is she fucked 2 Xanders because she found the one with the X too. I count that all up to karma. You know what? Talking about that has kind of pissed me off. It's heated me up. Let me get comfortable. That's better. Now, the third ex-wife, she was the worst. This controlling, psychotic lunatic. She wanted me to stop doing stand-up in places like this and do it in our kitchen in front of a brick wall and add a laugh track. I could have used one for this joke. Just to give you an idea of how psycho this psycho was, she had a dream that I poisoned her. When she woke from the dream, she was pissed that I poisoned her and then accused me of poisoning her. And then she went to Walmart or wherever it is you get a dream poison test kit from to find out what kind of poison I poisoned her with in her dream. At this point, I wish I'd have poisoned the bitch. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish for something heavy to fall on. I don't care what it is. It could be the cow that jumped over the moon, or an Acme anvil, or that jet engine that fell on Donnie Darko. I don't want her to die, I just want her fucked up. I have learned my lesson though. Let me show you some. See what this ring is? What is that? Try it. What's in there?
An X?
Kind of. I had to pick the more blinder person than me to look at the fucking ring. This ring's a coffin with a mummified vampire in it. And that reminds me that marriage will drain you of your life forces and leave you for dead. If you're happily married, congratulations. The ones we really should be raising a statue to is the widowers, because they survived whatever bullshit you put them through, or you killed them and got away with it. That's my time.
Coming up to the stage right now, we're getting ready to do some voting, do some judging, but I've got coming up to the stage right now, Dave Cross, if you'll come on up here and kind of give everybody some instruction here.
Yeah. Or are you good? Give it up for Dave Brewery. Give a big hand for all the comics that have competed tonight. 3 of those are going to get voted into the next round. Our judges are going to deliberate, but we don't want you to be bored while they're doing that, so we're going to bring up a very funny man that runs shows at Planetary Brewery just down the road. He runs mics and shows there. Please welcome our friend Kev King.
Hi. Let's go ahead and address the leprechaun in the room right away. Hi, my name's Kevin King. I think we need to stop with all the ginger hate, though. Please? Please? Like, I'm tired of being called fire crotch all the time. Carrot top. Carrot bottom. As you can tell, I'm not a skinny man. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? Sorry to put you on the spot like that. You can say you're fat. But, look, I was walking at a brisk pace through the mall yesterday, and somebody down the other aisle was like, yo, look at Strawberry Short of Breath Cake over here. I don't like her. She kind of looks like you. I'm joking. So, as I've gotten older, I've realized that I've been spacing out a lot more, and that's terrifying when it happens at work because I'm a truck driver. Like, I'm the reason your roads are unsafe, okay? You're welcome. It doesn't only happen behind the wheel, though. Like, sometimes I forget to close the door on my trailer, and I'll just take off from my stop. One day, a pallet of colorful paper just fell right out the back of my trailer on the highway, and traffic behind me was pretty stationary. All right. I guess I deserve that one. You would think that I would have learned from my lesson, but I didn't. Because the very next day, the same thing happened, but this time it was Vicks VapoRub. For the rest of that day, there was no congestion. I don't know if you guys remember during the pandemic, a lot of local breweries, they stopped making beer and they were making hand sanitizer instead. You guys remember this?
Yes.
Yeah. Dark times. Anyways, the company that I worked for, we were in charge of transporting, all this hand sanitizer all over Indiana. And one day I picked up from a brewery, and as I was getting on the highway, I saw red and blue lights on my mirror. I was getting pulled over. I didn't stop though. Me and that sanitizer made a clean getaway. Who thinks farts are funny? Farts are awesome, aren't they? So, earlier this week, I was driving in my truck, and I farted, and the windows were up because it's fucking cold. But it took like 2 or 3 minutes for the smell to reach my nose. And so I roll the windows down, smell doesn't go away. So now I'm thinking, uh-oh, somebody shit my pants. Anyways, I get to where I'm going, still smell it, get out of the truck, I go to check in at the receiving office, still smell it outside. And then I realize it's just Beech Grove. It makes sense. It makes sense. Where'd the judges go? Are they debating outside now? There wasn't a clear winner?
They're fighting.
They're fighting. Well, do we have footage of that? What up? All right, maybe not. What else do I want to talk about? I don't know. Where are my married people at? All right, a bunch of unhappy people. Yay. Me too. No, me and my wife, we've been married for... Oh, I'm so glad she left. Like 15 years? I don't know if I can remember. Anyways, again, glad she left. This would be bad. We'd be fighting on the way home. Anyways, at the beginning of our relationship, she traumatized me. You know, like beginning of the relationship when you're still showering together, you know? She's shaking her head like, no, we never did that. Never. But I got done cleaning myself before she did, so I was ready to get out. So I take a step out, and she wasn't ready for me to go yet, so do you think she just gently grabbed me by the wrist? No, baby, please don't go yet. Nope. Instead, she fish hooked my asshole. Reeled me back in. They're selling her finger at Bass Pro Shop now. That bitch. I'm so glad she left. I've been doing my boy Kegel since then. Make sure that never happens to me again.
Break your finger off.
Absolutely. Gotta break that. She tells me I can break her finger off now. She literally says that. She knows how fucking ripped my asshole is now. Fucking shredded, dude. Dave, how much time do I have left, man? You guys vote?
I have the winners.
You have a winner?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, my name's Kevin King.
On behalf of Kev King, we'll be here at Rockingham later. By our judges, our top three are going to be Stephen Riley, Mason Foxlow, and third, Terry Shepard. Each of these guys are going to do 3 more minutes. Each one of them is going to be offered a spot in our showcase coming up this next Friday. So they've earned their place in a paint show already. So give them all a big hand. And now they will do 3 additional new minutes for you. And first up, please welcome back Stephen Riley.
This is gonna suck. All right. So I read recently this article about a guy who went caving and he died. You know, and I was reading it, I was thinking, thank God that I have a disease that stops me from going in close spaces. You guys know what it's called. It's called common sense. Now, if you haven't heard the story, this guy, about 10 years ago, he went caving in a place called Nutty Putty Cave. All right, he went caving. He went down a hole upside down, gets stuck in there for 27 hours. I know, as people were rescuing him, he just died. And I'm thinking, wow, that is probably one of the worst ways to die. In a place called Nutty Putty Cave. I don't care who you are, all right? I'm not going down like that, all right? I don't care what you do. All right? Pump me through a testosterone, adrenaline, estrogen. I ain't kind of a hormone. I don't care. Pump me through it. Cut off my legs. I ain't dying like that. All right? Because I'm not going to have the history book say Stephen Riley died jerking off Nutty Putty Cave. I'm not doing it. And I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I just find it so funny, I guess, that he died in this section of the cave called the birth canal. All right, I know. Oh, all right. It's fine. Oh man, I can't do things like caving. I can't go rock climbing either, like mountain climbing, like Mount Everest. Ooh, I can't do that. Right? Do you guys know they have a place at Mount Everest called the Rainbow Valley? Doesn't that sound so beautiful, like the Northern Lights? That's not what it is. They call it that because of all the colorful coats of the climbers that died while climbing Mount Everest. I don't know why they made something sound so tragic, sound so festive. I don't know. I don't know. Like, if you're a climber, Mount Everest, you had no idea what the Rainbow Valley was. Like, you're going to like, oh, I can't wait to see the Rainbow Valley, all the colorful lights, and you get to, you're like, oh, this disappointment, like all the Tinder dates I've been on for the past 10 years. That's enough of that. I do a lot of traveling. Of late, I've actually have noticed that there's actually a lot of sex stores right out of exits, you know, and I think that's weird, because I think those things like that should be for impulsive things, like fast food, hotels, gas. Like, no one's vacationing to grandma's house thinking, do you know what this trip needs? Anal beads. Where we get grandma for her birthday? Ugh! Use anal beads. And I can't go into a sex store. I can't. I think I get too excited. Like, maybe, oh look, there's dildos and strap-ons and clamps for your nipples. And there's anal bead bumpy that come in bright purple. And big plastic penises along with concrete. Because these are a few of my favorite things. My name is Steven. Thank you guys so much.
Give another big hand for Stephen Riley. And next up, our second of the three comedians competing for the $100. Please welcome back Mason Foxlow.
Can't believe they brought this guy back. Oh my goodness. Steven, I'm so glad that you brought up the sex shops right off the interstate, because for family Christmas, I was going over to my grandma's, and right off of the Southport exit, there's a Lion's Den, and it's right next to a Cracker Barrel, which seems like two very conflicting energies, right? And so on my way to the Christmas, I was like, man, like, what is burning? And I look over, and there's a car directly between the Cracker Barrel and the Lion's Den, just erupting in flames. I literally think the two conflicting energies, just like the universe actually fought back against it and just set it on fire. Yeah, whew. Something's wrong with that. The after-church crowd and the sex crowd should not. Oh, there's a little more overlap than you think, though. You should ask your priest sometime. Sure. Who said that? Yeah, that's it. All right. Anyways, a lot of people are bad liars. I'm a bad truth teller. I went out to dinner with my girlfriend the other night, and all the tables were taken, but they were like, "We can seat you at the bar right now if you want." I was like, oh, that's perfect, because we're both 21, and we have our IDs, and we're allowed to sit at the bar, because that's what you do when you're 21. Like, it's just not believable. Like, I feel like if I was, like, on trial for murder, I'd be the first person legally convicted on hunch. Like, we don't have evidence, per se, but guilty. Yeah. Did you guys know that Peyton Manning is a professor of practice at the University of Tennessee. Yeah?
What does that mean?
Right. What does that mean? Didn't make any sense. Well, professor of practice is like, you don't actually teach classes, but like, you're just really famous, so. So I was like, man, like that's so weird. Why is he a professor of practice, or a professor of communication? But then I realized this man, before every snap of the play, would say Omaha 20,000 times, and every person on the field knew exactly what to do at any given point. That's great communication. I like to think of him in a classroom actually teaching kids like different inflections of Omaha. Like Omaha, 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 Omaha. Just living my life, guys. Yeah. You guys are great. All right, that's all I got. I'm Mason Fox.
Give another big hand for Mason Foxlow. Our last contestant coming up is a man that runs the workout room at the Colonial Tavern, and he runs a lot of shows, and he's helped a lot of comedians. Please welcome Terry Shepard.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell you what, last night I was having trouble sleeping, so I stopped off at the gas station. I bought some CBD gummies, and then I got home and realized those were not CBD gummies. And I could tell because I understood all the words to a Doja Cat song. I got so high, I binge watched an entire season of RuPaul's Drag Race. I thought maybe I'd look good in a dress. Turns out I don't. I was so high, I was thinking, you think if Idris Elba and Jessica Alba got married that she'd change her name to Jessica Alba Elba? That was a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. Another rabbit hole I went down was, you guys know the difference between lice and pubic lice? They taught us in real estate school, location, location, location. And I've never had lice, so. Yeah. Right. You think the original East Coast, West Coast beef was the Karate Kid? That's why I fucked your bitch. Why do they call them pet fish when you really can't pet them? Yeah. All right, so after about 3 CBD gummies, I thought about this one. Why do they call them everything bagels? And then I realized it's because if you tap them, everything falls on the fucking floor. It's kind of silly. No, I used to like to self-medicate. Any other self-medicators out there? Yeah. All right. I learned it in self-medical school. Yeah, for me it was mostly the plant-based medicine, you know. Impossible drugs. Impossible to get off the couch. Impossible to not eat the whole bag of Doritos. Impossible to hide the smell from my wife. And I think I self-medicated to cope with childhood trauma because my first day on the planet, some guy smacked me on my ass, cut the tip off my dick. I did try experiment with psychedelics one time. Yeah, my best friend suggested it, and he said it's done wonders for him. And he gave a bunch of success stories. I don't know if you know this. Steve Jobs took acid and invented the iPhone. Doc Ellis of the Pittsburgh Pirates pitched a no-hitter on acid. I gave it a try. I just stared off into space for 6 hours and fingered my couch cushions. But I discovered if you see Taylor Swift's last 3 albums with the Godfather trilogy, nothing happens. All right, my name is Terry Shepard. Thank you so much.
Everyone give it up again for Terry Shepard. Okay. Give it up again for all the comedians that performed tonight. I want to thank you to our judges here. But the most important judge is you guys. So now you're going to pick the winner. This is how you do it. And I quote Matt and Jake saying, Dave, if we can show you how to do it, they can definitely do it. So all you gotta do is scan this thing with your camera, and it will bring up Slido, and you can put in who was the funniest comedian. If you can't do it from where you're at, I laid a couple of the sheets back there on the counter, so you could scan those right there. And while you're deciding and voting, yeah, Jake's coming around right there too with the pages, so anyone wants to scan it from there instead of on the screen. And while you guys decide and do that, we're going to bring up our friend again, Kev King.
Why'd you leave the mic stand way over there?
Sorry.
You guys remember back in the day, there were a lot of women that would say things like, I don't eat Twinkies because it'll go straight to my thighs. I don't eat cupcakes because it'll go straight to my ass, like that was a bad thing or something. I don't think any of us really understood how weight distribution worked, because I started eating a lot of ding-dongs. That didn't work. I'll tell you what did work though. My ex ate a lot of ho-hos. Worked out pretty well for her. You guys familiar with the phrase fuck around and find out? I'm a big believer. Mainly because my ex would fuck around and I'd find out about it. But, yeah, my ex is a bitch. I get it. So I grew up in Florida. And growing up in Florida is weird because in schools, like all of us, we all learned how to stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire. For some reason, we learned how to get out of quicksand. But in Florida, we learned how to escape an alligator attack. That was part of the curriculum. We even ran drills in gym class. It was so weird. Like, did anybody know how to escape an alligator attack?
Yes.
How? Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, you said yes to something else. All right. Well, the way you escape an alligator attack is run really fast, but zigzag. Because alligators can run really fast, but they don't turn good. No, that was a lie. They turn real good. They turn real fucking good. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Thanks for asking that. 9 toes. I'm just kidding. I still have all 11 of them. If you want to see, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Toes for Bros. Me and Terry's Berries are going to collaborate soon. We'll run a discount, don't worry. Enter code, I don't know, funniest comedian, something. We'll figure it out. I don't know what else I want to talk about. So who all are black sheep out there? Where's my black sheep at? Okay, a couple of fuck ups and a bunch of loving families. Fuck you all. Hate you. I'm the black sheep of my family. I don't know if it's because I'm the only ginger. But probably. It sucks being the black sheep. Like, I want to go to the family get-togethers. I want to go to the cookout. Never get invited. It's bullshit. I decided recently I'm going to go ahead and reach out to my parents one more time. And if they don't answer, I'm just going to stop trying. So I sat down with the Ouija board next to their grave. And the only thing I got back was the seance you were trying to reach is no longer in service.
Oh my God.
Clearly that's a mistake, so I plugged it back in, tried again. This time, new board, who dis? You guys believe my parents actually literally ghosted me? Bullshit. maybe I'm not the black sheep after all, just the only sheep that hasn't been turned into shepherd's pie yet. I used to love to hang out with my brother too. But on the day of his suicide, he was just hanging by himself. Don't look at me like that. You didn't know him. He would have loved that joke. Might have choked him up a little. Shut up, you didn't know him. He's worse than me. Not really. I love my brother. Everybody's heard about Diddy by now, right? Oh yeah. You guys hear that he had the audacity to change his name again? It's now inmate number 374. Where are we at, Dave?
We have a winner.
We have a winner! Before Dave gets back up here, I'm going to do a shameless plug. Tomorrow night at Planetary Brewing, we're doing our Heckle and Sister Hyde show, where it's basically just a regular comedy show, except the one rule that every comedy show has is lifted. You're allowed to heckle the comedians. So, if you want to go talk to shit to some comedians, Chelsea's going to be there. So yeah, tomorrow night, 7:30, Planetary, right around the corner. Love you, kisses, bye!
Give it up one more time for our friend Kev King. I would like to mention before I tell the winner, we do have a showcase coming up next Friday with the top 3 that you guys just saw, and 3 from the previous contest. We also have open mics here every Wednesday and Saturday, and we have a clean open mic on Sunday at 2 p.m. You guys are all welcome to come and participate and come and watch if you want to. Thank you all for coming to support this. Thank you all for coming here. Our next contest will be next month. The comedians that are in the audience, please sign up now for that contest. All right, thanks once again for coming. And our winner, if you'll please come up and accept $100. Mason Foxlow.
I just want everyone to know this is going directly to Terry and Kevin's OnlyFans.
Give it up one more time for the hilarious Mason Foxlow. Thank you all. Be safe and have a great night.
Woo!